So today we're going to be illegally modifying the exhaust on my Mustang. Just don't tell anyone. So I've been having a lot of issues with this Mustang. I know it's the cheapest Mustang, but I've been having so many problems. I put on the long tube headers, the off-road X-pipe. Also, don't mind my lawnmower right there. And I don't know if I mentioned it in the video where I did the install, but for some reason the X-pipe was not like straight. Like we had to bend the pipe to even get it to fit, which caused so many exhaust leaks. I've been dealing with the problem of this exhaust system for almost 2 months now. Where the headers met the X-pipe, there was an exhaust leak on both sides. And then where the X-pipe met the axle back, there was an exhaust leak there. So we ended up fixing the exhaust leak up front. So today we're actually straight piping the car. Because when you have long tube headers and an off-road X-pipe, this thing should be screaming loud. Like, it shouldn't be quiet. It shouldn't be like, oh, I'm not waking my neighbors. Like, no, my neighbors, I don't even have neighbors, technically. Like, they're far away. But I should be a nuisance to society with this car, and it's just not. It sounds terrible. This thing should be absolutely screaming. It should be super loud. It should be shooting flames. It should sound like a car with the long tube headers and off-road X-pipe. But unfortunately, this thing has huge mufflers, which I'm starting to learn this is not an actual Borla exhaust. Let me explain. So the previous owner of this vehicle, I have come to a conclusion that that person took a old Borla muffler that isn't like anything special and welded it himself on to where the stock muffler used to be on there. So it actually doesn't belong to this car, and also sounds absolutely fucking terrible. So you can't even tell that there's any exhaust on there. The Borla tips were also welded on, I believe, as well. Can't be sure about that one, but I know for a fact the muffler is, because after doing research into what the Borla S-type mufflers look like, it doesn't look like that. So today we're cutting those off. So when I say we're cutting them off, it's actually already been done, and let me explain that. All the footage of me actually doing that was on a different SD card, and that SD card went corrupt and all of the files were lost. So we've actually already done the cutting and fabricating. So if you guys remember from the long tube header install, underneath the car right here, you know what, let me just back this car into the garage and this will be easier. You've got the long tube headers to the off-road X-pipe. Okay, so what we have here is a straight pipe. So I took from the X-pipe right here, and then right over here we have the straight pipe because I cut the muffler where that pipe is, and then I clamped it on both sides. So it's basically straight piped. It's long tube headers to off-road X-pipe to a straight pipe out on both sides. All right, here is the old muffler. This is going to be a cold start that I'm going to hear for the first time. BBK long tube headers, BBK off-road X-pipe to a straight pipe that I custom fabricated myself. So let's see. Oh, that sounds so much better. That sounds so much better. Let's take it for a drive. What do you guys think? That's all you're gonna see for now. I accidentally busted this, so don't mind that. We're gonna be getting some carbon fiber, so just wait. Bro, this thing is torquey. Those long tubes really torqued this bitch up. So today we learned that if you straight pipe your car and illegally modify the exhaust, it doesn't always shoot flames. So after doing some research, I learned that when you cut off your muffler, it doesn't always make your car pop and shoot flames. Some cars it does, some cars it doesn't. It depends on a lot of different factors, but unfortunately doesn't seem to be the case with this one. Now, after talking with some people, that having a muffler might actually create the right amount of back pressure to allow the unburnt fuel to have a place to go, sit, and then ignite. Spent a bunch of time and money and just effort just straight piping this Mustang, all in the hopes that it would shoot flames, to which it didn't. To now I have to take all of that work off and put on a muffler. So it'll be a little less illegal. Enter the SLP loudmouth dual mufflers. Don't get me wrong, guys, this thing sounds amazing. I'm not saying it doesn't sound good. If I didn't care about flames and I just wanted it to sound good, I'd probably stick with this. But unfortunately, I care. And while it sounds amazing, I'm going to go a little bit of a different route. We are now over 2 months into just figuring this exhaust out, but that's what it is when you work with cars. You guys have to dial things in. This is going to solve all of my issues. The fuel should go into this, sit in there, pop out the back. This should be the holy grail right here.